Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mystery Schooler here. Beautiful day out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's about 84 out. We got Metatron's Cube in the house. Welcome. How you doing today? We got Meta Yarb Yarby. Welcome. Always a pleasure, my friend. Jess Palmer, what's up? 2 flat thumbs to you, buddy. How you doing today? Yeah, I think it's funny. So many devout Christians. They follow the scripture and they're into it and all that. But then when it comes to their cosmology, then unknowingly to them, they've been slipped something else. This is biblical cosmology. And what I'm going to say is that if you bind the rest of your life to these values, these virtues, spiritual virtues and stuff, shouldn't your cosmology also match that? And yeah, so here it is in the Bible. We've got the pillars of the sky. We got the vault of heaven. I think that's the stars, where the stars are spinning above our head, right above us. Then you got the water separating below from above. Hey, Parkway, what's up? Welcome. Strong as molten glass, hammered, spread out vault, a tabernacle. Interesting. Yeah, in Book of Enoch, when Enoch is taken up to the vault of heaven, he describes it as crystal like structure, a crystal palace with a great vibrating flame. Yeah, Metatron's Cube says we live in a closed system, baby. Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%. You need gas pressure to have breathable air. So there must be containment, right? We have breathable air. Pretty sure on the heliocentric model, it's gravity. They say it's gravity. I'm pretty sure, or there just is no container. But yeah, I've heard the other argument too. That's gravity is the container, but I don't know. All right, we got SFN Niners Sports Nation in the house. What's up, everybody? Make sure to check out his channel. How you been, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, and check out below. We got Sheol. Yeah, I like the gravity as buoyancy thing. I like that too. Metatron's cube. I like the what is it? Relative density. Is that it? I like that explanation. Yeah, Meta Yar Yarby says firmament. They call it Van Allen's belt. Yeah. Did you guys ever see when they got back? One of the guys got back from the moon landing, the alleged moon landing. They were like, "Hey, how was it getting through the Van Allen belt?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know." They're like, "What?" He just flew through it, motherfucker. Yeah, so I'm saying that regardless of someone's cosmology, to me, scientifically speaking, the Earth is a closed system. It have to be similar to a terrarium. So I think the only difference we really have in belief, or whatever you want to call it, or understanding of our cosmology, biblical or scientific, or heliocentric or whatever, geocentric, whatever, is that how solid it is, how solid the firmament actually is. It seems in the heliocentric, it's like it's supposed to be thin, like like held by layers of gravity and layers of air, all this stuff. Geocentric, it's solid, firm, firmament, firm, right? That's what I ascribe to. But hey, to each his own, right? Yeah, I think it's interesting that we see in many mythologies the four winds, references to the four winds, and also the pillars of the sky. What are these pillars or columns? They're always described of these huge columns or pillars holding up the earth and stuff like that in these depictions. But were there massive trees back then? This is from Shakespeare. Shakespeare's play As You Like It. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. So true, huh? It's funny when you take psychedelics and things like that, how you're able to step out of that perspective of yourself for a little while. And I think that helps to grow empathy. It helps to increase your potential for compassion when you've stepped outside of your own, I don't know, ego or state of mind perspective. I believe in a balance too, because too much of that pagan shit, and you're just like homeless and starving, and so balance. How's everyone today? I didn't really have a presentation ready, so I just went over, pulled up my old firmament video. Thought we'd chat for a little bit while. Parkway says God's creation is testament, truth, built on the foundation of the waters. Yeah, and that's one thing is the water always finds its level, right? It sure looks level to me on the ocean. That's all I'm saying. Meta Yarb Yarby says Buzz Aldrin's facial expressions when Trump was announcing Space Force was perfect. I didn't see it, but I'd imagine. Do you guys think something crazy is going on right now? It's crazier than usual with the Georgia Guidestones and the Vatican fire and all these things. What do you guys think is going on behind the scenes? Wars and rumors of wars. Parkway says it has many layers: windows, sluice box, doors, gates, or portals. Yeah, I think you might be right, man. I think it might have to do with the openings in the firmament seem to have to do with the celestial movement. Like I notice a lot of rituals and witchcraft, and I read a lot. I study a lot of different varied mythologies or whatever, sciences, alchemies, whatever. Okay, and I notice a lot of times in the recipe or whatever you're doing, it has to do with the equinoxes, the phases of the moon, the time of day, things like that. It's like, why is that significant, right? Why would that be significant? Otherwise, I think that's it. Hey, Dad, what's up, buddy? Yeah, sorry, everybody. My dad lives in the apartment upstairs from me, and I'm live streaming on my patio outside. So gotta pay respects to the pops. I love your dad. Meta Yarby says, "No veil it, a naked and exposed." Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cover the Plato's allegory pretty soon here in the future video. Any ideas on some future videos, you guys? Let me know in the comments. I do pay attention to that stuff. Yeah, here's another depiction. To me, this one's pretty solid. I like this one. And I think a lot of the times these recurring cataclysmic events or whatever, they actually come from below, not above. Like the water's rushing up from below. Yeah, Metatron's cube says ice wall. It's a really interesting concept. I like it too. I mean, let's assume the firmament is something physical, tangible, like crystal or quartz or something, right? That's why we can't see it immediately because we see through it like glass or something, huh? Anyways, it would be resting on a point on the ground, right? So is that what that ice wall is you're just seeing where the firmament is resting on the ground, where the dome is meeting the ground, and it's just been frozen around there? Maybe it's cold or something. I don't know. I mean, quartz is the most common mineral on Earth, and has all kinds of special properties like long range communication properties. Would it be such a stretch to assume that above would be crystal as well? After all, Enoch describes it as a crystal palace up there, guys. What do you think? Yeah, there's the pillars of heaven again, or pillars of the sky. I really do wonder if the pillars of the sky depictions are supposed to be trees, though, massive trees within the firmament. I don't know. It's interesting stuff, though. There's Sheol, the underworld. Norse mythology, it's hell with one L, and it's a cold realm. And, obviously Abrahamic religions, it's hell with two L's, and it's a hot place. So maybe it fluctuates down there. Maybe sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. I don't know. There's also Sheol down there. It's also depicted as Agartha in some cultures, and Agartha is supposed to be this subterranean realm where these advanced humans live, or they're related to us, or something like that. They're supposed to be really tall and like ascended master kind of types, Uh, they're supposed to have much more advanced science and academics than we do. I don't know. Really interesting. I've even heard stories that the Agartha have, in the short time been apart from us underground, they've even evolved a second tongue, or their tongue is forked at the end, and they're able to speak two languages at once. And this reminds me of the Naga. I don't know if you guys know about the Naga. There's serpentine beings that are supposed to be from underground, like human reptile hybrids. You guys heard this somewhere before? Are these the guys who have crept into our councils today? Are these the politicians? I don't know. I don't know. I sure would like to lead an expedition going deep down there, though, and see what's down there exactly. It's too bad you're talking like, quadruple felony type stuff, but of course, because there's nothing to see down there, but you're not supposed to go down there. I don't know. Seems a little sus. I appreciate all you guys, so you guys rock. Enoch saw a dark void place with no foundation for the heavens. Oh yeah, you mean when he's in that desolate? Yeah, you're talking about the part where he's in the desolate realms. Because we're about to pull up a part where he just talks about the crystal. Oh, here it is. Huh. What do you know? The Crystal Firmament. They elevated me aloft to heaven. I proceeded until I arrived at a wall built with stones of crystal. A vibrating flame surrounded it, which began to strike me with terror. Into this vibrating flame I entered, and drew nigh to a spacious habitation built also with stones of crystal. Its walls, too, as well as pavement, were formed with stones of crystal, and crystal likewise was the ground. Its roof had the appearance of agitated stars and flashes of lightning, and among them were cherubim of fire in a stormy sky. A flame burned around its walls, and its portal blazed with fire. When I entered into this dwelling, it was hot as fire and cold as ice. No trace of delight or of life was there. Terror overwhelmed me, and a fearful shaking seized me. Wow. That's why Book of Enoch's one of my favorites. They get deep on in the Book of Enoch big time. Metatron's Cube says the whole thing is sus, lol. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, very sus indeed. I do know the Parkway is referring to, though. There is a part where Enoch gets taken. I think he's chilling with Michael, maybe. Archangel Michael's taking Enoch around, and they take him to some desolate place or something like that. And it also strikes him with terror. Yeah, good stuff, man. Metatron's Cube says, the vibrating flame being what is creating the local light sun through the crystal firmament. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I don't know. Interesting. I like these conversations because we're thinking outside of the mind control that we've been indoctrinated into. So just even beginning this avenue of thought is like just makes me happy, right? I think we're stepping in the right direction, huh? Parkway says Operations Dominic and Fishbowl. It's there. Nimrod failed. I'll check that out. Okay, cool. Thanks, buddy. Nimrod failed. Okay, Nimrod. That's Gilgamesh, right? That's so weird you said that. I was just listening to the Epic of Gilgamesh last night, actually, just randomly before bed. Yeah, so you know what I think this crystal, all this stuff is, and these flashes of light and all this. I think our consciousness flows from up there. Like I think humans are like antennas, right, or a router, and we're picking up the radio signal or the Wi-Fi. And the way you interpret that, your body interprets that Wi-Fi or that signal is you. That's your personality, but it's all the same signal. That's what I think, and I think that we're having a piezoelectric effect is what Enoch may have been seeing up there in the heavens, something to do with plasma. Because see, we're talking about lightning strikes and large amounts of crystal. What is crystal? Crystal is quartz. I mean, it's quartz. We're talking about quartz, piezoelectric. That's how we inside of a handheld walkie-talkie, there's a little tiny crystal, and that crystal, that signal in that little handheld walkie-talkie can travel for miles and miles and miles. So now imagine, the firmament, right? How far do you think that motherfucker gets signals across, and how strong? Is it such a stretch to say your consciousness is from that field? That's kind of what I'm thinking. You see, now we're having like a religious and a scientific at the same time discussion. This is how I think it used to be. I think there was no separation of religion and science. We did that later, and scientifically speaking, I think when we threw out the religion and the understanding of the gods and our true cosmology, we really fucked ourselves up. Maybe it was intentional. I don't know. Yeah, it's a trip though. I'm just speculating, obviously, guys. And that's probably my favorite thing about my channel is that I don't like to tell anyone how that this is truth or this is how it is. This is my interpretation. I'm on my journey just like the rest of you, trying to figure out what the hell's going on, because we've definitely been lied to. I can tell you that much right now. Yeah, Metatron's Cube. Wow, good stuff, bro. Metatron's Cube says, did you know even your teeth are piezoelectric? Take care of them. We're always one teaching. Yeah, and I heard that the roots of your teeth go all the way to your brain, don't they? And only some people get wisdom teeth? I wonder why that is. Yeah, this is Norse mythology over here. I like this one. This reminds me of one of my favorite video games too, Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, see the giant tree in the middle? We got Yggdrasil. And I can't remember what it is. It might be Book of Enoch, but there's some part in the Bible. I can't remember, or in the Bible, or one of the banned from the Bible books. Anyways, the Nephilim cut down the trees. The Nephilim, you guys know this one? The Nephilim cut down the trees to avoid persecution from God, or something like that. And I'm like, man, there are a really lot of old pictures of like our ancestors, like, just cutting down all those massive trees, like, those redwoods that you could drive a highway through and stuff like that. I'm not making it up. Look it up. There used to be gigantic trees, even like our great grandparents and stuff, like super massive trees. So they're just like gone. It's like, what happened? And was the center over here, the Axis Mundi, was it a big tree? I don't know. There sure are a lot of depictions of it. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, here's another alternative cosmology to get into. This is Norse as well. We have on the very top, we have Muspelheim, the very hot realm. And on the bottom here, we have Nadir, the very cold realm. In the beginning, it was just them. And then in the middle, a giant being was formed. Ymir. And Ymir was defrosting in what's now Midgar, I guess. Well, Midgar wasn't formed yet. And then the Norse gods, Odin, Thor, and Mimir? Someone else. Killed Ymir, the giant, the first being. And from his body and from his blood came the earth, came Midgard. Yeah, that's Norse mythology, but I think it's interesting, this idea of the realms like existing in the same plane, just at the same time, just like at different frequencies or perspectives, Oh, Parkway says angels cut the trees so the nefs would drown. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, cool. I had it twisted, I guess. Yeah, at some point there was a major purging of forests and trees, and I don't know. That much is clear. And coincidentally, right, all the giant trees are gone, and trees make, like, what? Oxygen, yes? So, when things have massive amounts of oxygen, they grow. When you have massive oxygen, you have growth. And let's see, there used to be giant trees, and all the legends and stuff say that, you know, people were huge and animals were huge. Even mainstream science says it. So, is it possible that there were giant trees making a large amount of oxygen, making everything large? So like Parkway says, angels cut the trees so the Nephilim would drown. Yeah, it actually makes a lot of freaking sense, dude. Yeah, interesting stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Ezekiel 10:1. Then I looked, and behold, in the firmament that was above, the head of the cherubims that appeared over them, as it were a sapphire stone, as the appearance of the likeness of a throne. And that's like I was saying the other day, guys. There's more truth in the song "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" than there is in most of our education, especially regarding space and all that. Like a diamond in the sky. Like a diamond in the sky. Behold, in the firmament that was above, the head of the cherubims, there appeared over them, as it were a sapphire stone. Diamond in the sky. Huh? If you guys caught our Testament of Solomon video, we talked about how the demons describe themselves as falling stars, shooting stars. Yeah. Do we all have our own router up there in the sky, sending down our signal, or our own radio tower in the sky, sending down a signal to our radios down here in our bodies? That's what I think's going on. And the firmament, does it have to move through the firmament? Is the source from the outside of the firmament of this signal? If so, does the thickness of the firmament have to do with our consciousness, like how well we pick up on that signal? Is the signal that's our consciousness being messed up by this firmament? I don't know. In the Emerald Tablets, he both talks about when you go deep underground, you have to have a strong constitution. You lose your mind. And why would that be? Is it because the deeper underground you're going, you're getting further away from the signal? Just like your cell phone doesn't work in the tower. I mean, in a tunnel. Your cell phone doesn't work in a tunnel because it's out of range of the tower. Signals can't get through the tunnel, the big stone tunnel or whatever you're in. Can you have a similar effect with your consciousness if the tunnel's thick enough? I don't know. Yeah, Metatron's Cube brings up a good point. Did you ever wonder why they make satellite dishes the same shape as a dome? And real quick, we'll just cover the career. It's pretty much unrelated, but it's their version of the firmament, basically. And I would say that the firmament is like the shape of a turtle shell. So in the tale, though, the turtle shell is not the firmament. The turtle shell is North America, becomes North America. We're gonna read it real quick. It's not very long. This is from the creation story. Ojibwa, Anishinaabe people, Anishinaabe people, Anishinaabe, Anishinaabe. Anyways, Nanabuzuhu took the piece of earth from Muskrat's paw. Just then the turtle swam forward and said, "Use my back to bear the weight of this piece of earth. With the help of Kichi Minato, we can make a new earth." Nanabuzu put the piece of earth on the turtle's back. Suddenly, the wind blew from each of the four directions. See, there it is, guys, just like the Bible. The wind blew from each of the four directions, just like it talks in the Bible, dude. The tiny piece of earth on the turtle's back began to grow. It grew and grew and grew until it formed a mini-sea or island in the water. The island grew larger and larger, but still the turtle bore the weight of the earth on his back. Nanabusu and the animals all sang and danced in a widening circle on the growing island. After a while, the four winds ceased to blow and the waters became still. A huge island sat in the middle of the water, and today that island is known as North America. Hmm. Interesting stuff, huh? Notice the after a while, the four winds ceased to blow and the waters became still. Now, is this what this firmament is really about? Does it get does the firmament was the firmament created by the wind staying still? What kind of effects on the environment would no wind have for a long time, huh? I don't know. Then we got Psalms. Praise ye the Lord. Praise God in his sanctuary. Praise him in the firmament of his power. Now that subterranean realm we keep seeing, Sheol, we were touching on earlier, it's mentioned 66 times throughout the Hebrew Bible. First appearing in the book of Genesis, the first mention of Sheol within the text associates it with the state of death. Jacob avows that he will go down to Sheol, still mourning the apparent death of his son Joseph. And this is a recurring theme in Greek mythology as well. When someone dies, they say they'll go down to Hades themselves. And they do. Orpheus does just that. Sheol makes its next appearance during the episode of Korah in the book of Numbers. After Korah attempts to rouse the Israelites to rebel against Moses, Moses vows that Yahweh will prove his legitimacy by splitting open the earth to hurl Korah and his conspirators into Sheol. Sure enough, as he finishes his speech, Yahweh splits the earth open, causing Korah, his family, and all of his possessions to, as the text describes it, enter Sheol alive. Are these the ancestors of the Agarthi? In Deuteronomy, I can't speak today. Moses sings that the anger of Yahweh is a flame which burns in the depths of Sheol, consuming the entire earth from the bottoms up. Yeah, and remember what I was trying to say earlier, guys, is that this recurring cataclysm, I think everybody's looking up for it to happen, and I think it's actually going to come from below. And here we go. Yahweh is a flame which burns in the depths of Sheol, consuming the entire earth from the bottom up. If you guys watched the Emerald Tablets video yesterday, you'd know all about the flame inside the earth that Thoth describes as well. And even the mainstream says that there's heat down there. Now, I don't really ascribe to the self-perpetuating iron molten core or whatever, but magnetic molten iron is like an oxymoron. But the prophet Isaiah expounds on Sheol to great lengths during some of his sermons, personifying it as possessing an ever-increasing hunger for living men, with a great propensity for the souls of sinners, and where pleas to Yahweh cannot escape. Ezekiel, during his prophecy of Egypt's downfall, describes Egypt metaphorically descending into Sheol as a dead man would. It sounds very much like Hades. Which, by the way, it wasn't just the Greeks, the Trojans as well also believe worshipped Hades and believed in all that. Job mentions Sheol in several of his laments, calling it his home. As he lies in anguish and yearning for death to take him, there to put an end to his suffering. Sheol is also mentioned in several psalms, again as the grave of humanity. Yeah, so I'm starting to think that like your spirit goes down there, perhaps, but your body cannot. Like, we're not supposed to go down there with our bodies. Maybe you can. Maybe there's still like subterranean passages. Maybe it's possible, but I don't think we're really supposed to be down there. Like, So I think it is a physical place, but it's mostly like a spiritual realm, similar to the waters above. I think Midgard may be unique in that case, where you take a physical form. Who knows how tangible other forms of existence are? Is what I'm saying. Get a jellyfish, for example, right? They can't even come up anywhere near where we live, where it's just blue blob, or it's just a dead blob, like instantly. Like so, how many other examples of that are there out there, right? With us, and the same. Just saying. Other biblical names for Sheol were Abaddon, ruin, found in Psalms 88:11, Job 28:22, and Proverbs 15:11, and Shakot, corruption, found in Isaiah 38:17 and Ezekiel 28:8. Guys, thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, share, subscribe.